Hello everybody, welcome back to youtube.com/Geek Aloud for another Let's Install today, the very important Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I don't know about you, but Mass Effect and I go all the way back to the original. Now, what do we got here? Physical edition, obviously on launch day, we have 2 discs. We have an installation disc and we have a play disc. I'm going to go ahead and assume we put that installation disc in first. Woo! All right, here we go. Let's hope. Oh, I bet Rock Band's still in there because Rock Band never leaves. All right, Rock Band's out. In goes. Whoa, and it took it in fast too. Wow, that Xbox Series X has a mighty grab when it grabs those DVDs. That was crazy. Now it might be the moment where I find out I had to put in the play disc first. Insert the first disc. There it is. What a goose. All right. In my defense, they're not labeled 1 and 2. One's labeled install, one's labeled play, and I've put the install in first. Call me crazy, if you will, but I think it made perfect logical sense. Hey, here's one I just noticed. Check this out. Hit close. We don't need that. But look at this. Oh, camera's freaking out. Oh, it's all right. Everything's happening. Check this out, though. It's Microsoft. It says Microsoft. Normally the discs say Xbox on them, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like this is the first time I've seen an Xbox disc say Microsoft, instead of, Xbox. That's weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's have a look. What are the particulars? Install on install wherever you can, sir. I don't mind if it's the internal or the expansion card. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. The big one for me, I'm wondering whether it's going to give us, by default, here we go, 21 gigs, 19. Is that going to be all 3 games, or is that maybe just going to give us 1? Now, these are dual-layer Blu-rays, if I'm not mistaken. If there's only 21 gigs on 1 disc, why the need for 2 discs? Like, 1 disc is what, 46 or 48 gig on a dual-layer Blu-ray? So if the game installs 21 gig, why do we need, that's crazy. Anyway, it's installing. The other big question is, do we have installing, I can leave this up. I think that'll be on there. Look at that. Xbox Series X, as I said, launch day. And then the other big one for us is if we go up here, you hit the start button or the 3 lines. I'll forever call it the start button. What can I say? I'm old school. Now, if we go to manage game and add-ons, let's see, what are our options here? If we go in, nothing. I thought it might have been like Mortal Kombat, you know how it had story mode as a separate thing and you had to do the tick box. That doesn't appear to be the case. Look at this. Okay, well, it appears as though on launch day on the physical disc is version 1.0.161.8428, which is 21.2 gigs. That is installing straight off the disc, but the queue doesn't include a patch either. Am I in the right spot? I'm going to have to pull the camera down there a little bit, but there we have it. And if you're wondering why I didn't do this on PlayStation, it's because my history with Mass Effect is all Xbox. Like, I played and loved the original trilogy. They were something special, and that was all on Xbox. So the re-release, I can't not be on Xbox. Old school, old fool, but that's me. Anyway, let's install. And I'll drop the camera. Whoop. How do you like my ad-lib sound effects? All right, there it is, guys. Let's install. All right, it's getting exciting now as the final bits copy off the disk onto the hard drive. We're just about there. The question is, how much more install is required now that it's there? It seems as though with the second disk, because we have an install disk and a play disk, surely there's got to be bigger than 21 gigs. Here we go, look at this. 9.4 update, here we go. So that's good news. We've found the day one patch. Day one patch for Mass Effect Legendary Edition, 9.42 gigabytes. This is, of course, downloading. It's not coming off the disk. It is downloading. So we're going to have to let this patch, and then we'll boot up the menu and see. I'm half expecting to see like an interim screen, like a menu where you can pick, Mass Effect 1, 2, or 3, and then I'm making this up. Obviously, I'm guessing, but maybe the 21 gigs is just Mass Effect 1. Maybe you get this sort of entry menu and Mass Effect 1, and then if you select, maybe if you try and launch Mass Effect 2 or 3, maybe then it prompts you to install them, and then you have to use the other disk. Pure speculation. Only one thing we can do is wait, watch, and find out. Let's install. All right, there it is. The day one patch is now installed for Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I believe it was 9.4 gigs, was it? Now, I just want to have a quick look at the managed game and add-ons, and where are we sitting at now? Well, that's interesting. You can see the iteration of the patch number, and I don't remember the full thing from before, but it has iterated. But the file size is still at 20 gigs, so they've swapped out 9 gigs for updated 9 gigs. Well, let's go ahead and launch it and see. Are we going to get a menu with pick 3? And if we pick 2 and 3, do we have to use the other disk? That's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming we're only partially installed right now. Only time will tell. Oh, gosh, boys. The boys left the Xbox on in the living room. Well, opening video, I'll take it. BioWare. Wow, that's probably coming through real hot back down the mic. Sorry about that. All right, now here we go. What do we got? Oh, great. An agreement. Here's a question. Why can't we make the agreement with Xbox that when we play the console, we accept all game developers' stuff? How about that for an idea? That way we just do it once when we first set up the console, and then it doesn't matter what game we play, we don't have to do it. Ah, look, here we go. Mass Effect start or uninstall, Mass Effect 2 to install, Mass Effect 3 to install. Okay, let's keep on going. Let's install Mass Effect 2, find out how big it is. 30 gigs, and it's considered an update, so it's going to download it and not pull it off the disk. Wow, once again, craziness. This is the exact same thing they did with Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate did the exact same thing. 2 discs, an installation disc, presumably with the non-patched version on it. I just don't understand how it's more efficient to install these digitally than off the disc. Like, we're talking about single-player games. In my opinion, it should be install the discs, bang, give me maybe the option when I'm installing 1, 2, or 3, whatever, that's fine. But let me go in and install all 3 off disc first, and then just do whatever patching is required after that. It seems crazy that in this day and age, you can't just install it straight off the discs and then do the update. I mean, it's piecemeal, it's smart delivery. They're trying to help us out, I guess. It just seems they don't seem to be considering bandwidth constraints that people face. That's the real shame of it. They should really appreciate that people don't want to download this stuff. We want to pull it in off a disk. And here's a note for you. See, it's throttled the download. It's only coming in there at about 40 megabits per second. That's because it's still running. So if we go up here, whoa, we can't do it from there. But if we go here and quit, boop, 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 and then we go back to the queue, you'll see the download rockets in. This will jump up to around 260, 270, hopefully in no time. Let's continue the epic install of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Xbox Series X on launch day. So this is now the patch. Unfortunately, we're downloading a patch that is Mass Effect 2. It's not coming off the physical disc, even though we've got the physical disc in. So frustrating when they do this, but this is the world we live in. 30 gigs for Mass Effect 2 on the Xbox Series X on launch day. Let's install youtube.com/Geek Aloud. All right, it's getting exciting now. Here comes the final megabitals downloading of Mass Effect 2 has now been downloaded and installed. Whoa, why is there 4? What is going on here? What is the 4 about? 4 updates? I have no idea what the 4 updates are about. But let's have a look here. Let's manage game and add-ons and see. It's now up to 51.3 gigs with those 2 installed. Oh, this was the menu I was looking for before and I couldn't find it. It was here. Maybe I just had to go one deeper. Man, that's frustrating. Is it going to populate? My question is, does Game 3 become available to install from here, or must you go in through the main menu to do it? I don't like how long this loading spinner is taking. I'm going to give it 3, 2, 1. Time's up. All right, let's go into the main menu and manually kick off the install of Mass Effect 3 to find out how big it is on launch day on the Xbox Series X, right here on youtube.com/Geek Aloud's famous Let's Install series. Whoa, getting a lot of love lately for the Let's Install series, which I really appreciate. Thank you all so much for your support. It does mean a lot to me. All right, let's check out Mass Effect 3 here. Let's kick off the install. Mass Effect 3 on launch day is 36.8 gigabytes. And once again, unfortunately, even though we have the physical disk here, with an installation disk that we're yet to use, totally wasted. Why pay the money? I don't understand why you'd pay the money to produce the disc and then not use the disc. Like, it's insane. They would save themselves money if they didn't do it this way, or if they changed the way the installation process happened. It's crazy. Oh, free up space. What are we going to have to kill? I'll note the Xbox Series X I'm using does have the... Oh, not Immortals Phoenix Rising. I'm still enjoying that. Oh, Avengers. See ya. Remove selected. All right, there we go. So, Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I'm sort of a little bit frustrated as well that it doesn't break it down in more detail here. I wish it just said, this is Mass Effect 3 and it's 36 gig. They don't want to say it. I'll say it. This is Mass Effect 3 downloading, even though we've got the physical edition. We are downloading 36.8 gigs for presumably the most recent patched version of Mass Effect 3 that wasn't in the, version 1.0 or whatever was on the disc originally. We can see it's going slow again, which means we have to quit that one. And then if we go back in, you'll see, boom, she'll rocket in. All right. So this is Mass Effect 3 for the Legendary Edition collection. This is installing on launch day. I don't have a specific patch number for the individual Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. I don't have patch numbers for those. It's like a patch number for the container of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. A little frustrating. I wish they'd give us a little bit more sort of clarity and make it a little bit clearer as we get along through the development process as they release patches. I don't know this, but I'm assuming it's entirely conceivable that just like Mass Effect 2 would need a patch, or just Mass Effect 3, and they're going to need to roll that out. And it would be nice to know, this update is just for this one install of the game. I would really like that level of detail. Unfortunately, we're not seeing it here. Regardless, we are installing Mass Effect 3 from the physical copy, forcing us to download digitally. Once again, Microsoft, come on, help us out. There's bandwidth constraints around the world. People either have data caps or people have really slow internet. It's fortunate that I've got a fat pipe coming into the studio here and I can just pull it in quickly, but my heart goes out to everyone out there. I grew up with a terribly slow internet connection. I know the pain. I wish they would use the data on the disk more to alleviate some of this stress and pain. But anyway, this is the world we live in. Physical edition, downloading 36.8 gigs for Mass Effect 3. Let's install. All right. Hopefully, where is it? Oh my God, my controller's gone to sleep. Lucky it's the middle of the day or I'd be asleep too. Installed Mass Effect Legendary Edition, all three. Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 now fully installed. And that comes in at 88.1 gigabytes. Where is it? Up there. 88.1 gigabytes. And as I said, we are launch day and it's version 1.0.162.766. Now, can we go in here? And if we manage it, do we now see the 3 games possibly? That would be nice if we could see the 3 games and their individual size breakdown. I have no idea why this takes so long to populate. We tried to populate it earlier. While that populates, while we wait, oh, there we are. No, okay, so you don't even get the choice. It's just the one. I was hopeful in there we'd have, you know, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 and the container of the Legendary Edition. Not the case. All right, let's fire it up. Let's get into that main menu. Confirm all 3 are successfully installed, though I'm sure they are. I am so excited to get back into this. I absolutely love the original Mass Effect trilogy. Was phenomenal. I can't wait to hang out with Garrus again. I can't wait to embody Commander Shepard. But you can see there, we have all 3 Mass Effects successfully installed. What are our options? Is there anything of note? Subtitles. Wow, can we just turn them off? Nope, we'll leave that as medium. Controller preparation. Gameplay feedback? What? Oh, that's EA's data collection. Okay. And crash reporting. Sure, why not? And then closed. Okay, that has been a successful install of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition from a physical copy, but unfortunately when we installed all 3 games it was pulling down digitally. So frustrating. They've included 2 Blu-rays, like massive amounts of data on these discs, and then it's not even used and they make you download it all. So frustrating. Why give us 2 discs in the physical edition and then not even use the second disc? It's baffling to me. Like, this is launch day. You could even understand them getting into trouble with the install, you know, like a month or 2 once they've started to do some patches. Maybe then it gets a bit ropey, but on launch day, surely it should be coming off the physical disc. That's why I buy physical, to save my bandwidth. Anyway, I know a lot of you out there are in the exact same boat and are just as frustrated as I am. What can I say? I don't know, maybe share this video to Major Nelson and let him know, hey, please give some consideration to the bandwidth constrained. We need help. That's why we buy physical. There's a reason for it. Anyway, enough of my rambling. I remind you we have live Let's Plays Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sunday nights, 8 p.m. right here. YouTube.com/Geek Aloud, home of the famous Let's Install series. I encourage you to check out the whole channel. Oh, and if you've got trouble getting to sleep sometimes, I encourage you to check out Gamers ASMR. It's a very nice shot that goes for just over an hour and it'll just help put you to sleep in the world of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's beautiful, great weather effects and everything. It's fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. That's Gamers ASMR on YouTube.com/Geek Aloud. Like it, subscribe it, you'll never miss it. Happy New Year! Old Uncle Donkey. Donkey.